ing, but it is the rule with a view to getting. Look at number 7, for fear that. Of course, we have that, means that we will have a clause after that. Like the example, he fled his country for fear that he might be arrested. For fear that he might be arrested. Or he fled his country for fear of. Of is a preposition, so it must be followed by a noun or a gerund. He fled his country for fear of being arrested. Concerning the conjunction in order to, we say, for example, I get up early in order to catch the bus. Here, the subject of get up is I, and the one who will catch the bus is I. So the same subject. But I bought some potato chips for the child to eat. I bought some potato chips for the child to eat. Here we have two different subjects. I bought and the child will eat. Whenever we have two different subjects, we use for. I bought some potato chips for the child to eat. We booked early in order to get better prices. We booked and we will get better prices. In order for things to get better, you need to seek professional help. Things is the first subject and you is another subject, so we have for. In order for things to get better. Now we have a different type of clauses, which are clauses of concession. That's to say, clauses of contradiction, opposing ideas. Someone is rich, but he is unhappy, so here we have contradiction. In this case, we can use conjunctions like although, even though, and though. Although he is rich, he is unhappy. Even though he is rich, he is unhappy. Though he is rich, he is unhappy. They are followed by clauses and they are the same in meaning and uses. Look at the example here. Though, even though, or though he was starving, he didn't take any of the food they offered him. Another conjunction is in spite of and despite. In spite of and spite are the same and they are followed by a noun, like the example, despite the heavy rain, it was very hot. In spite of the heavy rain. So despite and in spite of are followed by a noun here. In the second example, in spite of feeling afraid, Jim went on the roller coaster. In spite of feeling afraid or despite feeling afraid. So in spite of and spite are followed by a gerund. They can also be followed by the word what and then a clause like despite what you may think. That's not the case. In spite of what you may think, what and clause. In spite of and spite could also be followed by the fact that he went on dancing in spite of the fact that he had a terrible headache. Another conjunction which is however. We also have no matter what. When we have however at the beginning of a sentence, it must be followed by an adjective. Like we say, however tall he is a bad goalkeeper. However beautiful she is not married. So here we have, however hard she tries, she never manages to finish her work on time. So however, when it comes at the beginning of a sentence, must be followed by the adjective or the adverb first. Adverb like, however quickly he ran, he didn't come first in the race. Also we have no matter how. It has the same use. Here, number 5, we have whatever or no matter what, which are followed by clauses. Here, nobody believes him anymore. No matter what he says. No matter what he says. Here we have a clause. We can begin a sentence using an adjective and then as, like, tall as he is not a good goalkeeper. Rich as he is not happy. Poor as he is happy. So we can begin with the adjective and as. Or we can also use though. Tall though he is not a good goalkeeper. There are some common conjunctions like but, while, and whereas, and these conjunctions are followed by clauses. They are used for concession, like I like traveling by plane, while my husband doesn't, but my husband doesn't, whereas my husband doesn't. We also have in number 8 still, yet, however, nevertheless, nonetheless. Here, these conjunctions are followed by subjects and they have the same meaning as but. Mandy has been a teacher for a very short time, yet the children adore her or adore him. Yet the children adore him. But the children adore him. However, the children adore him. Here, however, is used like but between the two clauses. In this slide, we have 2 points. We already know that though, even though, and although can come at the beginning of a clause. Like though he is rich, he is unhappy. But here we have a new point, is that though can come at the end of a sentence. Like he is rich, he is unhappy, though. Look at the example. I believe he works in the sales. I'm not sure, though. Another point, which is that although can be followed by an adjective. So although small, which means although it is small. Although small, the flat fits us perfectly. Although rich, he is unhappy. Now I leave you with the next slides. In the next slides, you have exercises with model answers. So you don't need the voice.